Hello, good day. Today's topic is percentage. In GRE, in the quantitative reasoning section, you will be receiving questions from arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and data analysis. In arithmetic, there is a chapter called percentage. You may receive question from percentage chapter. Let's look at percentage. Now, what do I mean by percent? Percent stand for per cent, that means per 100. This is to express the relation between two numbers in a 100 scale. Now let's take this example. 2 out of 5. How can we represent this as percentage? To do that, we need to stretch 5 to 100 scale. To do that, we need to multiply 5 with 20. Then it will become 100. Similarly, we also need to multiply 2 with 20. Then it will become 40. So 2 out of 5 can be represented as 40%. Now, why do we use percentage in real life? This is to compare numbers for the purpose of comparison. Like if I say in a class out of 20 girls, 10 passed. And out of 25 boys, 13 passed. Now, how do I compare who did well, girls or boys? To do that, we need to standardize them into 100 scale. Like for girls, 20 girls, we can make it like 100 girls. Then how many have passed? Multiplying the 10 with 5, it becomes 50. Similarly, for boys, if we make the 25 to 100 scale, we need to multiply it by 4. So then it's 100 boys and 13 with 4, 52. So girls 50% passed, boys 52% passed. So boys did well. So this is how we can use percentage in real life for comparison purpose. Now here is an important formula. Remember this: part by whole equal to percent by 100. Remember this image: part by whole, percent by 100. We are going to discuss one type of question today, that is ease of type of question. There are different types of question comes in GRE from percentage chapter, but we are going to discuss one type, ease of type, today. So let's take the first question. The question is, what is 35% of 160? Now remember this formula: part by whole, percent by 100. The question asks 35% of 160. So 35 should go at the percent place. 160 the whole. We need to find out the part. Multiplying both sides with 160. Multiply both sides with 160. So it will become part. 35 by 100 160, that is 56. So the answer is 56. 56 is 35% of 160. Let's take question 2. 72 is what percent of 180? Here we need to find out the percent. So percent is, we need to find out, part is 72, whole is 180. Again check the question. 72 is what percent of 180? 90% we need to find out. Now multiplying both sides with 100 and then percent equal to 72 by 180 to 100, 40. So the answer is 40%. 72 is 40% of 180. Let's take question 3. 54 is 45% of what number? We need to find the whole here. So part will be 54, percent is 45. Again see the question. 54 is 45% of what number? So 45, 54, whole we need to find out. So we can do, we can flip this, then whole would become a numerator and 54 would go down, and similarly 145 would come down. Now we can multiply both sides with 54, then it will become whole, then 54 by 45 into 100, 120 the answer. So the answer is 120. 54 is 45% of 120. Let's take question 4. What is 8% of 250? Okay, so percent 8 will come here, whole is 250, we need to find out the part. Like, so the part 8 by 250 equal to, so then we can multiply both sides with 250, then part equal to 8 by 100 into 250, 20. So the answer is 20. 20 is 8% of 250. Let's come to the last question, that is 40% of what number? This is a bit tricky. Here is two part. 40% of what number equals 50% of 120. Okay, so it's a bit complex. So first look at this: 50% of 120, find this out, and then with that solve the first part. So how do we achieve this? first part, find 50% of 120. So 50% percent, remember this formula. Put 50 in the percent section, 120 is the whole, and find out the part. To find out, multiply both sides with 120. So part, you will be finding the part. 50% of 120 is 60. Now you got 60. Now you need to find the second part. 40% of what number? Equals 60, right? So 40% go to the percent. Again, remember this formula. Put 40 over here. 60 is the part. Now you have to find the whole. Okay, so flip it, flip both sides. 60 will come down, 60 will become denominator and whole become numerator. 100 by 40, then both sides multiply by 60, so you will get whole equal to 100 by 40 into 60, 150. So the answer is 150.